materialism as a philosophy is not incorrect, but it does end up with a whole bunch of different kinds of anomalies that are very difficult to explain. Some of them are psychic phenomena, but then there's a whole realm of phenomena having to do with survival of bodily death. So near-death experiences, mediumship, that whole realm is also very controversial from a scientific perspective because it's very difficult to understand how that can be within the philosophy of materialism. So again, to go back to the beginning of my book, I talk about all this to explain why is this even considered controversial. It is all about assumptions that science has made, and those are changing very quickly. So when you talk about how ideas and how culture changes, it's like it stays very flat for a long time, and then it starts changing a little bit, and then boom, it suddenly changes, or it seems like it suddenly changes. We're in the midst of that point where it's about to go boom, and the signs of that are so clear that that's what the whole first part of the book is about, saying why we are essentially on a threshold of a very different way of thinking about the nature of mind and matter. And when that threshold is surpassed, you'll find more and more people and scientists and conferences and books and journals and papers and so on that are becoming more compatible and accepting of these kinds of phenomena. And by the way, the same is true for UFOs. So
Yeah.
UFOs have been suppressed for a long time. We now know that for at least 80 years in the United States and probably elsewhere, that people have known that there's something going on. We still may not understand it very well, but that topic was suppressed as well because it seemed like
Yeah.
it wasn't compatible with what we currently understand. So both of these taboos are breaking down at the same time, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So it kind of suggests that maybe in another 20 years or so, the people at that time will find it surprising that this topic had been suppressed for so long, because when you look at it from a different perspective, it's obvious that something's going on. The missing
Yeah.
piece, which I do not address because we don't know what the answer is, how do we understand this? We don't,
Yeah.
science has not yet caught up to it, either psi or UFOs. Uh, and so at some point we will have a better understanding, and that'll be a different world.
I do, man, so many questions, but I do want to get you on what you said recently when you compared the show Pluribus to reaching the hive mind.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that society would be ready for something like that, being so individualistic as we are? Um, because yeah, I know that there's a lot of people that, for example, who suffered the near death experience. I suffered one, and there's a lot of things that happen in one psyche when you go through something like that.
Mhm.
But not everybody goes through the same, and each of us construct our own reality to accommodate our basic needs and whims as well sometimes. But how do you see that though?
How do I see how society would accommodate these ideas?
Yes. Do you think that we would be able to, or it's just too many people already?
Well, it may be forced upon us, whether we like it or not. So I can see both enormous amounts of resistance, and not just from the point of view of individuality, but there'll be pushback from governments, from religion, from science, from like every realm of human existence. All of the structures of current civilization would be seriously affected by
Yeah.
a change in worldview. And it'll take time for people to accommodate to it. Maybe. So maybe not. The maybe not part is that you're beginning to see, like with the TV show Pluribus, that the movies oftentimes are ahead. It's like a projection of where we're headed. So we see
Yeah.
more and more movies about UFOs. We see a lot of movies now about psychic phenomena. It's not really that much more, but it's like more in your face. It's like
Yeah.
these are popular shows. So that may be preparing us in some respects for a
Yeah.
change. And it's movies and entertainment are worldwide now. So It may not be as dramatically chaotic as it may have been like 100 years ago,
Yeah.